The Vex still mourn the loss of the Nexus Mind. But for the Vex, time is relative. In one moment, a construct is lost. In the next, it is reborn. When a powerful part of the network is lost, the restorative mind is summoned. It has begun creating a bridge through time. A bridge that, if it is not destroyed, will see the Nexus Mind reborn.
I'm detecting a series of concentric barriers around the bridge site.
They protect the time bridge and seek to undo what we have done. Unless I'm mistaken, barrier technology of this nature is unstable.
She's right. Find an arc source. You can use it to short out the barriers.
You've proven you're a threat. Be ready, Guardian. Their fear has turned to anger. The Nexus Mind must have been a vital resource. The very appearance of the restorative mind means we have the Vex off balance. Press the advantage, Guardian.
That's the time bridge. And the restorative mind. That capacitor just lit up. You know what to do. That got its attention.
weave of space and time is intact. You have made whole the past again. The destruction of the restorative mind will ripple across the stars, and its deeds will be undone over and again. Very well done, Guardian.
Whether we wanted it or not, we've stepped into a war with the Cabal on Mars. So let's get to taking out their command, one by one. Valis Ta'arik. From what I can gather, he commands the siege dancers from an Imperial land tank outside of Rubicon. He's well protected. But with the right team, we can punch through those defenses, take this beast out, and break their grip on Freehold.
Got him. I'll let Commander Zavala know there's one less problem on Mars.
Valis Ta'ark has finally been defeated and the Cabal command dealt a great blow. But in the darkness rising, more fleets will come and new leaders will rise. We must be ready to face them all.
Funny story for you. Remember that Centurion Oryx took right after you landed on the Dreadnought? Then the Centurion and the Taken Ogre tried to stop you from killing the king? Didn't work. So the Centurion's Bond brothers are pretty angry they lost their commander. They're leading a team to blow the Dreadnought's core. Core goes, most of the system goes with it. You're gonna make sure that doesn't happen.
Brother, are you kidding me? Oh, well. Let me make double short coming through now. Ah, yeah, there it is. Well, alright. This is the 4th time I've had to do this. Yay. So, for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Ham. The past 3 live streams, I was talking the whole time. At the beginning of this one, I was talking the whole time. Did not realize that my PS5 had a, microphone check button that you have to flip inside the broadcast settings. So, there's that. Basically, to sum up what I've been talking about for the past 3 days, is number 1, I've been on vacation from Thursday to today. I go back to work tomorrow, but I still plan on streaming some in the meantime.
That tank was a present from the brothers.
2, that Sony's acquisition of Bungie and the way that Bungie has been treated in this acquisition makes me believe that when Bungie bought Destiny, or when Sony purchased Bungie, they were hoping that Destiny 2 could be their version of Fortnite in a way where they can do crossovers with things like Star Wars and things of that nature, and it would equate out to a how would we put this? It would equate out to easy money where they just put skins in and do little updates and make a bunch of money.
Taken and Cabal fighting for the bridge.
That is not how
Wherever
this type of game works. That is not how this type of game has ever worked, because Destiny is much closer to an old school MMO than it is anything else, in the way that the fan base, treats it and everything like that. I also said that that I feel like the future for Destiny 3 is bleak because of the fact that they were talking about how Bungie already lost $730 million in their first year with Sony. But I also mentioned that they don't go into detail about the fact that they didn't do a breakdown on what exactly that meant. Does that mean that Bungie was supposed to make $730-some million in its first year and was unable to do so? Or does it mean that they were supposed to make $1 billion in their first year and only made 200-something million? You get what I'm saying? It's a very disingenuous way of saying, hey, we didn't want to do Destiny 3 because they were already $735 million off. The truth of the matter is that if you wanted people to buy Marathon, if you wanted people to get behind the new project that Bungie was working, either an expansion to Destiny 2 that was worth buying and putting your time into should have been made, or the announcement of Destiny 3 should have been made, because you very much could have said, here's this new expansion to Destiny 2 as a show of good faith that we are wanting to work with the community, that we're wanting to be a part of the community, that Bungie under Sony is going to be a good thing. We don't want to break your trust. Here's this new expansion that we greenlit. We know that we're losing money on this right now, but we're going to do everything we can to try to turn this ship around, blah, 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 blah. Also, here's this new game, Marathon, that we're working on. It's a looter shooter. It's an extraction shooter. It's going to be super fun. You guys should check it out, blah, 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 right? But the alternative to that would have been, hey, we're doing an announcement of Destiny 3 coming in the next, let's say, 5 years. We're going to start the development on Destiny 3. We've greenlit the money for it. And we're going to then also release this new game that we've already been working on. It's called Marathon. Go pick it up. Give it a shout while we're working on Destiny 3. We really appreciate it. And I promise you, the sales of Marathon would have been way higher had they did that announcement, because the people who were big fans of Destiny already would have been like, you know what, I'll throw $35 down and see what this marathon's all about. You know what I'm saying? I'll throw some money down just to see what my favorite developers are doing, what the team that's making my favorite game of all time is doing. And it would help support, D3. I think that the petition, though, could be a wild card as far as, maybe potentially getting Sony to flip their idea. The only problem is that at the point that we're at now, at the exact moment we're in, as I'm speaking to you right now, they have already laid off so many people from the Destiny team that if they decided to turn around and then just start, making content for it again or announce a Destiny 3, I don't know how many of those members would come back. Maybe all of them, maybe none of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way they were treated in that moment, maybe it's one of those things where I'm just going to move on and go do something else because I don't like the way that I was being treated. And if that was the case, you're going to lose some of the soul of what it was. But also, I wouldn't be able to blame them. I wouldn't be able to sit there and say, hey, they're doing me wrong in some way. Because, really, they were treated bad. Just all, hey, we're doing this acquisition. You guys didn't make enough money year one. You're all laid off now. So, that's kind of crappy, man. I can tell you for sure that not only based off of this news with Destiny, but also based off of the way that the new lead of Xbox has been treating her job. She's been doing an amazing job at what she does, and I can promise you that in the next console generation, maybe even this console generation, I'm probably going to be getting rid of my PS5. I'm probably going to be switching over back to Xbox, simply because if for no other reason than because of the fact that, Xbox is talking about making their multiplayer completely free. They're also talking about, they're just very fan first, and I appreciate that a whole lot. They're consumer first. They want to make sure that the people who buy their products are getting what they want out of their products, and that's super cool. That's just super, super dope. However, on the flip side of that, if there is another console generation, and I know that this is going to bring out the PC Master Race people we're not talking about to you today, I agree that PCs are some of the best products that you can have for gaming. I also, though, giving the line of work that I do for a business, can tell you that there is multiple people who are 30, 40 years old, even 20-year-old people who don't know how to use a computer. You wouldn't believe it, but given the line of work that I do, I work with these people literally every single day. I work with people every single day who are computer illiterate, who cannot use a computer, who saves their lives. And those people are always going to buy consoles for their kids, and those people are always going to buy consoles for themselves. And that's the unfortunate truth of that situation. So, but if we're talking about, future consoles, I'll probably be going back to Xbox, and not even supporting Sony on that. Just because, if you're going to pull the money to my favorite series of all time, not all time, but one of my favorite series of all time, if you're going to pull the funding to one of my favorite games to ever be made, then I'm not going to support you as a consumer. It's just unfortunate, but that's the way that goes. Let's see here. I think that's just about got us caught up on everything that I was talking about as far as stuff to do with Destiny. I'm sure I'll go on other little rants and tangents as we go. I just can't believe that I was literally streaming for like 4 days in a row and didn't have my microphone on. And I uploaded them to YouTube and didn't even realize I didn't have my microphone on. I went and checked one of them today just to see what the audio quality from this headset sounded like, which I'm sure is not the absolute best. And then I was like, why is it quiet? And then I went to another one and I was like, why is it quiet? So then I got on the PS5 and I saw a setting where it was like, hey, do you want your microphone to be broadcast? And I was like, yeah. And then I clicked it, and then I started streaming on this one, and then I was like, hey, let's check my voice real quick. And then, again, I was like, what is happening here? And then I saw the little setting in the actual broadcast mode. So, that's how we got to where we got to. It's okay, though. It's all good. It's just part of the we'll say the growing pains that come along with picking back up into streaming and stuff. But yeah, I mean, dude, on one hand, the PS5 in my opinion, is my favorite of the two consoles that came out this past generation, simply because streaming to Twitch has always been so much easier on the PS5, like natively, than the Xbox. For some reason, the Xbox loses connection a lot, and it also, like, just, I don't know, it's just not as intuitive. Like, I feel like I have to go through 15 menus to get where I want to get to. You get what I'm saying? And also on PlayStation, you got native YouTube streaming too, which is a big thing. If Xbox could make their share button a little bit more intuitive, make it go right to Twitch, kind of like PlayStation does, and not have like all these hoops to jump through, and also connect to YouTube, that would be huge. It would also be really huge if we could get like some sort of pass through. Like if we could get Xbox or PlayStation, preferably Xbox, to do some sort of deal with like Restream or something, where they could stream their API directly into Restream, and then from there you can send it out to wherever you wanted it to go, YouTube, Twitch, whatever. That would really open a lot of things up, because then you would be able to stream to literally anywhere. It would just be like a pass through. You'd be going right to Restream, and then from there sending it out again. But that would be super sweet. That would be really, really cool. A Restream partnership would change the game on the streaming layout of consoles for sure. I do want to get a game on PC. Just to go back to that conversation for a moment, it's not a thing where I'm against PCs. I am pro PC. I know how to use computers. Not trying to like be that guy or anything, but I'm a Linux user.
It or not,
have been for a long time, so I know my ins and outs of my computer pretty well. If it tells you anything, I'm running a dual core Pentium on I think it's 4 or 8 gigs of RAM, no GPU whatsoever, and I can play games on it because I'm using what's called a Q4 OS. It's a Linux that I installed the bare bones of it and just gave as minimal amount of resource draw on it as possible, and I'm able to play stuff like Street Fighter Third Strike on it perfectly fine. So I know the ins and outs of PCs. Whenever I say I work with people who don't know computers, I do not mean my coworkers. I mean the people that I work with, like the actual people that I help, what I do for my job. You know what I'm saying? So we got error code B. That's awesome. Yeah, love that for me. All right, cool. But yeah. Also, just wanted to get a lot of footage over my little break here, especially after the Destiny announcement. It's kind of funny because during the beginning of my break my vacation that I'm taking, I don't know what in the world's happening here. Some sort of server issue for sure. But during the beginning of my break, my little vacation I was taking, I was going to play Destiny anyway. That was my plan to stream Destiny. But now, especially after the announcement that happened on my first day of my vacation, I want to get some footage of my Titan on Destiny 1, because he's my favorite character that I've ever had. I also played Hunter a lot. Hunter and Titan were my two main, Titan being my main and Hunter being my secondary. I did play Warlock a little bit. I do like Warlock the best for PvP, just because some of the void bombs and stuff you can do are just so dope. So dope. You can't go wrong with the class of Destiny, really. All of them are cool in different ways. But for PvE, which is my preferred method of play, I prefer PvE. Can't go wrong with a Titan, man. Titans are so cool. Plus, they remind me a lot of Spartans, which is like where my love for science fiction video games comes from. I've told the story a couple times probably on the channel. I don't know for a fact that I have, but I started out with Halo, Halo 3, well, technically Halo 2. I beat Halo 2 at a friend's house during a sleepover. Like, I was staying at his house for the weekend. We played all the way through Halo 2 on the original Xbox such a good time. It was so fun. And then I was like, man, I need this. Because at the time, all I had was a GameCube and a PS2. And I was like, man, I really want to play Halo. You know what I'm saying? Like, Halo's so cool. And I didn't get to for a while, but then I got my 360. And the funny thing is before I ever got Halo 3, because you know how it goes, whenever you don't have a lot of money as a kid, you're just trying to get the best bang for your buck. And I went out to GameStop, and I could have picked up Halo 3. I had it in my hand. I had Halo 3 in my hand, and my granddad was going to buy it for me. He was like, you can get whatever game you want. You know, I don't remember what I'd done. I'd done something, good grade. No, I doubt good grades, but it was something to that effect. I'd done something. And he was like, you know, you can get whatever game you want. Now, my granddad did buy me games a lot, just because, but it was more of, like, this was like a reward thing. Like, I could have got a $60 game if I wanted. I could have got a brand new game if I wanted. You know what I'm saying? So, but I had Halo 3 in my hands, in my greedy little paws. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna buy this because it's like $40 or something. And then I was like, instead I'm going to go get, I'm going to get Time Splitters, which was a cool game. Don't get me wrong, Time Splitters is cool. It's a really neat game. But it was no Halo 3, that is for sure. But I did end up getting Halo 3 later and played through it. Absolutely loved Halo 3. Halo 3 was so dope. And then from there, got Halo Reach, ODST, blah, 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 blah. And yes, I got ODST after I got Reach. ODST didn't interest me very much when it very first came out. It wasn't Master Chief. It wasn't the main storyline, so I wasn't really that into it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't super interested. And then I ended up getting it and liking it. But Halo Reach was probably my favorite of all of them, of every Halo game. 3 is up there. It's really, really solid. It's a super good game, but Reach is probably my favorite. So then, following that, we move forward. I graduate high school and all that good stuff, and then I play Mass Effect. And Mass Effect is probably my favorite game series of all time as far as storyline goes and everything like that. It's up there for sure. It's in the tops. I would say Destiny's probably up there as well, although I haven't got to experience all of Destiny, and I'll explain that here in just a little bit. So at multiple different points throughout my adulthood, I've been in situations where I either had really bad internet or no internet, or, you know what I mean, like, just doing the do. You know how it goes. Like, you go through changes where you're on downtime sometimes and stuff like that. And during those times, I would go back and replay through Halo or whatever the case may be. And if it was bad internet, a lot of times whenever I was posting here on YouTube or on Twitch or anything like that, I would just go back through and play single player games that I really liked and record those. Like, I have played the campaigns to the Call of Duty games equally as much as I have played the multiplayer to them. I don't know what in the world is going on here. This is the most wonkety wonk multiplayer Vanguard server I've ever been in. But probably because I'm talking and just not really helping. But from there, Destiny become the thing after Mass Effect, because Mass Effect, dude, as much as I love it, and I've played through it multiple times, like, I've owned it on everything, 360, Xbox One, PC, PS4, PS3, like, I literally have bought it for everything that I've ever, every time I buy a new console, it's the first thing I buy is the Legendary Collection or the originals, if they're available, and I'm telling you, I've played Mass Effect on literally every platform that is possible to play it on. But Destiny became kind of the thing whenever I had internet, because I love sci-fi and I love first-person shooters and things of that nature. But I also very, very much am a believer that, like, once you have done everything in Mass Effect, and obviously there's going to be little things that you don't do every time, like you're going to see like a dialogue cutscene or something that you didn't see the first couple times around, or whatever. Once you have made every major choice, though, you know, lost all of the campaign members, blah, 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 whatever. Once you've done all of that, you have done it. You know what I'm saying? There's something about it where I could go back and play it and enjoy it, but I'm going to know what happens next, and that's the big thing with Mass Effect. When you don't know what's coming next, that's whenever it's super, super fun, because it's like, oh man, this big surprise, oh man, that big surprise. Let's try to stop Valis here.
We got him.
There we go.
I'll let Commander Zavala know there's one less problem on Mars.
Valis Ta'Ark has finally been defeated and the Cabal command dealt a great blow. But in the darkness rising, more fleets will come and new leaders will rise.
But yeah,
we must be ready to face them all.
That's what got me into Destiny. So Destiny 1, the one that we're playing here today, it was big for me because I sunk literally so many hours into it across the Xbox 360 and PS4, and I sunk so many hours of my life into it just because it's so fun, man. It was so much different than anything else. It's not just a first-person shooter. It is not just a MMO. It is not just a PvE. It is not just a PvP. You know what I'm saying? It's so different than everything else. And it's so entertaining that it just never really gets old, if that makes sense. Like I could play it every single day and it wouldn't be old. It would still be fun on my 557,000th playthrough, because believe it or not, this I think may be my original Titan, but this is not my original Hunter and not my original Warlock. I have deleted them multiple times, and this may not be my original Titan. This might be like my second Titan or my third Titan, because I've just deleted them and started back over, and you know what I mean? Like, I've done that multiple times. Just because it's fun for me. It's, going back through playing the story missions again, blah, 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 blah. Let's see if we can get onto the tower to try to trade these Ingrams in. I don't know if it'll let us connect or not, but we will try. I've been thinking a whole lot about the channel as well, just in general. I want to do some different stuff on it. I know I've been saying that for well over a year now. I'd like to do some podcast stuff on there. I'd like to do some other, like, me talking. And I've been in the works on a video. I know I've mentioned it a few times. It was a couple-hour video, just deep diving into, like, I'll just go ahead and spoil it because I don't know if it'll come out or not. But I was deep diving into emulation, like the emulation scene, what it was, how it started, blah, blah, blah. And I know that there's other videos like that on the internet for sure. But I was just, trying my hand at it just to see how we do. And I ended up, I got the script wrote, I got the voice lines recorded, never edited it, just because taking the time to grab all the footage and all that good stuff, it was just a lot. And so that project kind of died out. But I want to do more regular content on here. And by regular, I don't necessarily mean every single day. I don't mean a set schedule. I'm just not in a point in my life where that's possible, because I work 15 hours a day, 5 days a week right now. So it's going to be hit or miss. There's been more than one day where I had every intention in the universe of coming home and streaming, and I came home and went to bed instead. That has happened many times. But, we're going to try the tower one more time here. It's so sad to see the state of these these servers, man. I'm trying to get these engrams popped. The tower is my favorite little social hub place just because of nostalgia. If it doesn't work, we'll go to one of the other ones and see if we can pop the engrams there. Come on, tower. Come on, tower. But yeah, the big thing after the announcement on Thursday, I just wanted to get some footage of Destiny and my characters in Destiny and stuff like that, just because it's sad to me that that it's closing down. I have a lot of hours of my life in Destiny. I have a lot of time invested into it, and a lot of good memories here too. A lot of good memories with Destiny. A lot of happy times. Good times running raids with my buddies back in the day. Like, I remember at one point in time, whenever I was streaming early on, whenever I first started streaming, I was streaming on a horrible laptop. Like, I'm talking a laptop that didn't have a screen. It was just the keyboard, like the body of the laptop, and I would hook it to a TV, and then I had a keyboard ran off of it. And I was streaming on that, and I had some buddies. We were doing a 24-hour stream, and a big part of that was Destiny. We did Destiny, Legend of Zelda, something else, and we were giving away games like every hour on the hour. It was such a cool time to be a part of the community of Twitch, and Twitch has changed so much too since then. It's just a whole thing, man. It's a whole thing. It's sad to see, you know, things that you love just being left out to die. It's unfortunate. Do we have any other outposts I can go to? I don't think so. Yeah. Let's try the reef one more time. If we don't get in this time, then we'll just chill for about the next couple minutes while I, just to get us over to an hour on the stream, and then we'll call it there for right now. And I will be back to do another stream today. Maybe more than one more, just depending on how it goes. I really wish I could get in with a couple of my buddies and play. That would be super cool. Or just get to talk to some of them. I'd really like to do a kind of a podcasty format, maybe thing with Cheese if I could, but he's probably working today. He's not been on Twitch in a while. It'll be good to catch up with him. Oh, man. It's just so crazy to me, guys. It really is. The channel being as old as it is. I need to look at the birthday of the YouTube channel. See what we're at. And then it's just also crazy to me how much stuff has changed. I remember Justin TV. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when Twitch, before it was Amazon. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. Everything changes though, man. I was lucky enough to be in the generation coming up when YouTube was brand new. I remember when YouTube was like old YouTube. Like, you had custom backgrounds on your channel and everything. You know what I'm saying? If you knew HTML coding, you could do some cool stuff on there. And it's just all changed so much, man. Minimalistic. The minimalistic style, the very corporate style of the internet nowadays. It's just not as cool as it used to be, man. And I feel kind of bad that, like, so many of this next coming up generation like the ones that are little kids right now, or maybe young preteens even, they're not going to get the world that we got to enjoy. They're not going to get the Call of Duty, the Halo, the 360, the PS3. They're not going to get original YouTube and original Twitch and all this cool stuff. Like, it's all just being kind of ruined. But such is life, I suppose. We could really make a difference, though. I mean, it has happened on the internet before. If you start supporting smaller platforms and you start, like for Destiny 2, that big update coming out in June, maybe if enough of us get on, it'll change Sony's mind. Maybe the petition will change their mind. I don't know. I doubt it, but who knows. Like I said earlier in the stream, I don't know if it got recorded or not, but even if they do change their mind, so many people have been laid off. I don't know if they'd all come back or not. So, but I will be back today, guys, for sure. We'll get at least one more stream in here, and I want to thank you all for hanging out with me today. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me do a check real quick one more time before I say bye. Yeah, you can hear me. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Don't forget to follow if you're on the purple app. Subscribe if you're on the red one. Subscribe if you're on the green one, or whatever their thing is. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll be back again later today. This will be my third stream for Memorial Day, if I do another one today, or when I do another one today. So, heck yeah. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye-bye.